congratulations on this album. There is so much excitement, anticipation surrounding it. I know you've been working on it for years, but for you, how are you feeling that you finally get to put Lifeforms out with everybody able to listen to it from beginning to end and then go celebrate it with a tour?
You are so kind, number one. You made me feel like everyone on earth knows about my record. So then I'm going, holy shit. Oh, I can't say that. Sorry. I'm like, whoa, people at the coffee shop are excited too. And, I don't know, but I feel good about it. I'm excited. Yeah, I worked on it for like 3 years and I made a movie that goes along with it and that comes out after the holidays. So this whole project is a really special thing for me because I've been working my way up to getting it done for years, but also it's the beginning of some really great big things that my company's doing with film and a lot of kind of stuff with my band. And I don't know. So it's like the first one, in some ways. I started Time Bomb, which is the first song on the Lifeforms album. And I also started Rebel Girl, which is a single we dropped like a year or so ago before the pandemic, which we thought that was like when the record was coming out, but I generally start like when the first week of recording would be like 3 or 4 songs, like right away, all at the same time, just totally different styles. And then start picking one and go into it for a little bit, then go to the other one, go into it for a little bit. So it's not like I start one and complete one. I kind of lay it all out, a bunch of stuff out there, and I work on them one at a time for like apparently years, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you mentioned the different styles, which is something I truly appreciate about this album, because there'll be artists, they find a formula or a sound and they keep releasing an album that sounds just like that. Each song is so dynamic and diverse and different, which is fantastic. How have you noticed your songwriting or your creativity when it comes to making music change since the first Angels Airwaves album back in 2006?
Well, I got really sick of myself. I kind of was like, God, I sound the same on every song I write. And I was like, maybe I should use a third chord, no, I don't know. Cause I'm kind of simple when it comes to music in the sense of where, I can't even blink, like everything that was intricate, but it was so kind of simple. And, that kind of sounded like a contradiction right there, but I meant it. But in any case, I wanted to expand and do something different. So we started getting really more experimental when Alon joined the band. And then we started doing like crazy kind of weird electronic EPs. And then we started doing stuff that was more rock focused. And then some stuff that, finger picking, guitar stuff, synth based stuff. And then like, so on. So I got really kind of fearless because most of that stuff I think came out pretty cool. So like now I'm not really scared of doing anything musically with this band. It's always going to have some type of an edge, or it's going to have like a certain melodic sensibility. But on this record, I'm just kind of fearless, and it's me kind of celebrating mostly like things that I grew up on, but intentionally. Because the movie that comes out, Monsters of California, is like there's a lot of autobiographical content in there. These are skateboarders from San Diego, obsessed with the paranormal. There's a lot of like genitalia jokes, what have you. And so, so for me, I was looking at myself growing up and how were my friends and how did we talk and all that stuff. It's in the film. And then it really made me kind of go, well, what did I listen to back then? And I love new wave and I love punk rock. So, I have a song that's like straight up me going, I want to, how do I celebrate Depeche Mode? And that's what Spellbound was for me, or we have this song called No More Guns. And that was like, how do I celebrate The Who? So we have a song called Automatic that sounds more like The Cure, and stuff like that, I guess. But then there's also like my old stuff, like Euphoria was like Boxcar Racer, like what another band that I was in. So there's like all these little hints and pieces. Time Bomb was always like what Blink could sound like, futuristic version of Blink, so it's a little bit of all of me, I guess. Hanging on to a spinning wheel, you're a broken soul and a broken girl.
You have I've wondered this about you for years. You have such a fandom surrounding you and excitement. Like, people adore you and the music you make. They have your lyrics tattooed on their body, your face. There's an entire Twitter account dedicated to just putting up pictures of you every hour. How do you deal
Thank
with
God.
Right? We need
Thank God. Well, how do I deal with that? I didn't even know that existed. But now, so your question should be, how are you going to deal with that? Now I got to promote it. Now I got to let everyone know that's where they're supposed to spend all their time and wait for those photos that come out.
Like
I
it's
saw I
thousands of.
saw a dude with like my face tattooed on his thigh one time, and it was like 12, and it was huge. And I was like, whoa. No, it's like, that's, you got to be kind too, because like you're like, dude, I thank you so much. That's amazing. But in your heart, you're going, I'm not worthy of that. I'm like, I'm just, I don't know, I'm just being, I'm just as God made me.
Is it something you've ever been able to compartmentalize though? Because it's not something the average person deals with, of how people say you've impacted their life because, and then not have that impact your creativity.
Oh yeah. I think it's like I don't know. I want to say it would be like this cyclical thing. Like I feed somebody's soul a bit and then they feed me back. But I don't really I don't respond to the fame thing well, in compliments and all that kind of stuff. I see myself and I see an imperfect man. Like I wish I sang better. I wish I played guitar better. I not wish, but I just know there's room to improve, I guess. But I'm so like excited about challenging myself in so many different ways and doing different things. I'm all ADHD and shit like that. I don't know. Like I don't concentrate. I don't need people to, I want people to like what I do, but I don't live for it.
Mhm.
But if people do like what I do get really like emotional. I go, wow, that's awesome. Okay. But I don't like, the easy way out was always for the past few years. Like, why don't you just go play in Blink? And like, everyone's, cheering. I'm like, well, I have to express my heart a bit. Like I can't play the same songs every night that are from 20 years ago. I'm kind of in the best, I'm the most prolific I've ever been at creating things. So it's kind of hard to shut that valve off. But it's not like Blink doesn't have creativity. I mean, we could have done anything. We still could. I mean, never know. I mean, world's wide open for fun, weird stuff.